Something is off about the road to Avengers Doomsday, and the deeper you look, the more it feels intentional. We already know the Fantastic Four entering the battlefield. We know a new Avengers structure is forming in the aftermath of Earth's latest crisis. But one question has lingered like a countdown clock in the background. Who is actually on Sam Wilson's Avengers? And now, thanks to a quiet reveal that somehow slipped beneath the internet's usual frenzy, we finally have an answer. But instead of resolving the mystery, it escalates it. Because this lineup doesn't just define a team, it defines the coming conflict. We've known Sam Wilson's Avengers existed since the post-credit scene in Thunderbolts confirmed a new team was forming under his leadership. The only clearly confirmed member, Joaquin Torres Falcon, behind the scenes set photos placed him aboard the Fantastic Four's ship alongside Shuri and Thing, signaling missions far beyond street-level threats. But here's the key narrative choice Marvel made. Instead of showing Sam assembling a new Avengers roster in Captain America Brave New World, Marvel skipped the recruitment phase entirely. No roll call, no team montage, no Avengers Assemble moment, which left fans to speculate and theorize and debate endlessly until now. At a Disney event in Italy, Marvel Studios reportedly revealed Sam Wilson's Avengers lineup. Strangely, the reveal hasn't dominated social feeds. The initial report surfaced via Screen Rant and barely caused a ripple, suggesting official confirmation could still be imminent. But if the report holds, Sam Wilson's Avengers includes Sam Wilson, of course, Joaquin Torres, Ant-Man, Shang-Chi, Thor, and Loki. Most of these names feel logical. One of them changes everything, and we'll get there. If Sam Wilson is rebuilding Earth's defense network, Scott Lang is one of the easiest calls he can make. They fought side by side during Captain America's Civil War. That battlefield trust matters. Scott is battle-tested in Avengers-level conflicts, adaptable in unpredictable situations, grounded enough to follow Sam's leadership, but most importantly, he's reachable. When the world is ending, you call the people who answer the phone, and Scott Lang answers. The last time we saw Shang-Chi, he stood alongside Wong, Captain Marvel, and Bruce Banner, a loose alliance monitoring cosmic anomalies tied to the 10 rings. So why isn't that trio joining Sam's Avengers? Imagine the conversation. Thanks for introducing us. We're about to fight Dr. Doom. Want to stay? Obviously, it's not that simple. The real answer is proximity. Wong may be defending reality from another dimension. Carol Danvers is frequently off-world. Banner may be unreachable, especially if rumors of a Savage Hulk return in Spider-Man Brand New Day prove accurate. When the clock is ticking, we assemble the heroes who are on Earth and reachable right now. Shang-Chi fits that requirement, and in a crisis measured in minutes, availability beats prestige. Every Avengers roster needs power. Thor isn't just a powerhouse, he's legacy, myth, and battlefield command experience. Recent set leaks suggest that Thor may visit the TVA searching for Loki. His stunt double briefly posted footage near the TVA entrance before deleting it. But nothing disappears from the internet, and that detail matters. Because Thor may be the first Avenger to grasp the full scale of this multiversal threat, and that leads us directly to the most shocking inclusion on this roster. And I'll be honest, I'm genuinely surprised to see Loki being treated as an actual Avenger. I always assumed he'd exist outside the traditional structure, maybe operating on his own terms or even assembling a separate team altogether. After everything he's become and the burden he carries, placing him inside a conventional Avengers lineup feels unexpected. Shang-Chi is another interesting inclusion. He felt positioned as an external force, someone with his own responsibilities, mystical ties, and motivations that don't necessarily align with Avengers command structures. His path has always seemed slightly adjacent to the Avengers rather than directly inside the chain of command. On the flip side, you would think Shuri as the Black Panther would be a natural Avenger, especially considering her brother's history with the team. That legacy connection alone makes her absence stand out even more. And stepping back for a second, it's honestly surreal to see an Avengers lineup without Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Hulk, Black Widow, or Hawkeye. That's 5 out of the original 6 gone, with Thor standing as the lone remaining pillar, largely because the MCU never wrote him off the board, which really emphasizes how much this team represents a generational shift rather than a simple roster update. Now, with that said, there are absolutely going to be surprises Marvel is holding back. If anyone thinks the chairs reveal represented every appearance and character involved, That's probably a little naive. Marvel doesn't play its biggest cards that early. It's entirely possible that characters like Hulk and Spider-Man remain outside this initial conflict, something I explained in my previous video explaining how Spider-Man Brand New Day helps fixes the MCU timeline. And if that's the case, their absence may not be permanent, it may be strategic. After the events of Loki Season 2, Loki sits at the center of the multiverse, holding its branching timelines together. We saw him wield staggering power, moving freely across time, stopping time entirely, existing outside linear reality. Yet his arc is defined not by power but by sacrifice. He chose isolation to protect his friends, which raises the immediate question, can Loki even leave the throne? If he does reality collapse? Or has the collapse already begun by the time he joins the fight? Even if Loki arrives as an ally, Sam's team won't trust him instantly. Consider the dynamic. Sam represents grounded leadership. Torres is loyal but cautious. Scott Lang trusts cautiously. Shang-Chi balances discipline and mysticism. Then Loki arrives claiming redemption. But if Thor stands beside him, everything changes. Thor carries the credibility of an original Avenger, much like Steve Rogers once did. The team may distrust variants, multiversal visitors, and even the Fantastic Four, but they trust the Avengers who saved the world. That trust could unify the team when nothing else can. For years, plot leaks suggested that Loki might assemble a multiversal strike force, something resembling the Exiles or a variant-powered army. This roster isn't that. This is the team Thor can reach immediately. If Earth 616 becomes a battleground, whether due to incursions or a Doombot invasion, proximity becomes strategy. Who is reachable? Who can mobilize now? Who can fight immediately? When the Doomsday clock hits zero, ideology becomes irrelevant. Availability wins. If an incursion threatens Earth, if Doombots descend, if reality itself destabilizes, no one will be debating who qualifies as an Avenger. They will fight side by side. But before the unity arrives, conflict is inevitable, because the greatest threat may not be Doom's strength, it may be division among heroes. Some heroes may believe Loki, others may believe Doom. Some may distrust both. If Doom manipulates perception and recruits followers, heroes could line up on opposing sides, believing they're protecting reality. And that's how Doom wins, not through strength, through deception. By the time Dr. Doom steps onto the battlefield, his plan will likely already be in motion. His goal isn't simple conquest, it's power, specifically Loki's power. And if the heroes fracture into factions, Doom won't need to defeat them, he'll let them defeat each other. Let's be honest, Falcon and Ant-Man aren't beating Doom one-on-one. Doombots? Absolutely. Doom himself? Not likely. But Avengers teams were never about individual strength, they're about synergy, leadership, strategy. Sam Wilson may not be the strongest Avenger, but he may be the most important one. Because this war won't be won with power alone, it'll be won with unity. If incursions are imminent, if the multiverse is destabilizing, if Loki's throne begins to fail, then this isn't the final Avengers roster, this is the first response unit. The heroes who arrive first shape the outcome, and in crisis, first responders determine survival. This lineup is surprising, it's imperfect, it's strategically fascinating, and Loki's presence suggests that the coming war isn't just about survival, it's about trust, truth, and the fate of reality itself. So now I want to hear from you. Are you surprised by this team? Who would you add or remove? And do you trust Loki? Drop all your theories and reactions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Because if this lineup is telling us anything, the Avengers aren't assembling, they're dividing. And that may be exactly what Doom wants.